Good evening, guys. Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for September 28th, 2022. We'll start with the 150-day look back here. We're still holding strong down here at the critical support level. Had a one-day bounce that was strong across all the sectors, but we're still just in this daily risk box down here. We're still miles away from the PSAR flip. The dragon is still all north of us. Remains in a compound critical state, but for the first time in 5 days, the buyers showed up in force to hold the line at 260, 360. I mean. Looking at the 30-day look back, you can see that what we had was a minor gap up, a quick sell-off, and then a strong move up that finished near the top of the range. And, tomorrow, taking out the high of the day today would be a 1-2-3 entry, and another day of that would get us to the PSAR flip. So the intraday trade tomorrow should be lively. Still a critical state. The 30-minute charts with the 10-day look back are showing just how useful that was. There was a PSAR flip actually right there, and that was a tradable intraday move just on the 30. When both of these support levels were taken out, there was an opportunity for second position somewhere in this region, and that would have paid off. So now we've cleared both of these resistance levels. The next target is up here about 376, and on the daily that would take it up into the dragon and beyond. So some potential for tomorrow. It should be game on tomorrow with the critical state. Quick look at the sectors. Just about everything's in the green today, so we'll want to see where the strength was located. It started with, I think, people just buying treasuries on that enormous dip down around 100. It's up to 104. It was the best at 3.35. The S&P, our benchmark, in the middle at about 2%. So tech, the Russell, and treasuries were all better. Tech at 2%, the Russell at 3%. Diamonds were lagging at 1.86, and also emerging markets lagging at 0.87. Tesla was up a nice but lagging 1.72, still below 300 on the critical psychological price level there. Let's take a look at the underperforming sectors and symbols next. This is where the market was lagging, so there's the S&P at 2%. So you get lumber, real estate, the Aussie, staples, tech. That's important. Notice the difference between NASDAQ tech at plus 2% and S&P tech at 1%. That's a real vote for the more modernized tech, if you will. Agriculture, 0.85, is above 20 once more. Brazil, 0.48. Lithium and the VIX both lagging. Individual companies that lagged. Apple, that's a real surprise and a disappointment. U.S. Steel only up 0.5. Intel, 0.9. Texas Instruments, 1.3. So there's two of our semiconductors that were lagging, Texas Instruments and Intel. So the semis are lagging. There's Alcoa, U.S. Steel, both lagging, in our metals. And then the only good metal for us today was way up here in Cliff at 2.79. So that may be the place to look if you're a metals trader tomorrow. More reinforcement in Cliff. Let's look at the upside winners here. Starting with finance at 2%. Mexico, materials, Ethereum, up to 2.6. You get Bitcoin, consumer discretionary, the other lumber, blended commodities at 2.8. Then you got clean energy 2.9, the FANGs at 3%, uranium 3.8. Now we're starting to get into the ones that are really outperforming the indexes. Everything north of here was really strong, stronger than the indexes. So uranium at 3.8, commercial real estate 3.9, marijuana 4.2, oil and energy 4.4, ARC Innovation 4.6, biotech 5%, 5.15, ARC Genomics 6%, wheat and precious metals 6.2, oil exploration 6.9, individual companies, Squarespace and Devon was a monster today at 7%, Coinbase and PayPal in the financial services, along with Squarespace, 6.5. Robinhood, 4%. So a really strong day in those disruptive financial services. Rivian, 3.8. Cliff, 2.8. I think that's where the strength in the metals are. Quick look at sniper trade of the day. So this is Devon Energy. Energy was strong right out the gate. Here was the close. Here's the PSAR flip. There's the OR3. But after it sold off and then resumed, it moved a risk box off the low, and the whole market was enraged and going. So that gave me about a third of an R. Bill, who's that? Who are you talking to on that one? The COTA 2 reentry, which is almost an emerging market reentry, standard risk box. Second one. Now, I didn't get out here because the RL10 was strong and the whole market was enraged. Put the second entry in, kept that one at no lose plus dinner for 2, so that earned 1. Let's see, 1, 2. That was about plus 3. This one was about a scratch. The COTA 2 reentry, standard risk box once more. You got finally a COTA 2 entry here and another one here, and then just exited near the end of the day, and I kept 20% of that position for overnight on a swing. So the first position here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one was plus 2. This one was plus 1. So that's about 8 plus 3. That's 11R in our old reliable Devon Energy, which is usually pretty good when energy's on fire, if I can say it that way. Devon Energy sniper trade of the day. More's coming on that one. We'll shift to the let's get the daily reports in here now. Come on, Kenny. Stand by. All right, daily report here. We'll go to dashboard 1. We remain in bearish normal. Today's little pop does give us a 2-day bump, but not to forget where we are. Risk Z, abnormal, risk off. Poised for large moves in either direction. Today was just a 1-day move, still within the noise, but it just happened to be largely directional. The max pains or the min pains remain Home Depot, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, United Health. Walmart continues to be a stellar. The metals are weak with Alcoa. Continuing to drive on. A ton of auto framers today. Only one breakout to a new 10-day high, and that was Home Depot. So that's showing relative strength. Home Depot. That gives strength to XLY, the discretionary, by the way. The ETF's in the same kind of boat, just about everything on an auto framer. No breakouts because today was a move within the noise. Auto framer just updated stats. The metals remain at the top with Alcoa and U.S. Steel near the top. Only 3M remained in a state of quietude today, but I noticed that Alcoa, Brazil, Intel, U.S. Steel are all near the top of that squeeze, so they're the ones that were not in a panic buy mode today, so there may be more room for them tomorrow. Shifting to the snipers. Godzilla's performed very well today. Here's a couple I would be looking at because they had large directional moves today. Lots of volatility in there. In the tactical symbol set, I love all of those. You get two chip makers there, Intel and NVIDIA, real estate and marijuana. The chips are in extraordinary quietude for a Godzilla. So baby Godzilla getting ready to wake up and get enraged. I'd expect to see them move tomorrow if tech picks up the ball and starts running. Only a couple. There's one fireworks here because he's in the green, and one popcorn and he's quiet in the red. But both of them are near the top of their trading ranges. The two fence sitters I'd be looking at, the transporter DHI and PayPal as part of the financial service disruptors. I'd be focusing all my attention on the most volatiles right now. Ones that are double green are especially of interest because they've been long-term volatile with the 5-day and today made big moves. So I'd be looking at these. For that reason. Performance stats there on the Sniper Auto Framer with all the TC2000 bundles stats built out for you. That includes all your mechanical entry pricing data. Too easy. That's a trading plan in a can. Johnson & Johnson showing real strength among all the pharmaceuticals. These are the ones I like here. They're the most volatile on the 5-day, and they had large moves today, and especially Devon Energy. But lithium's on the move as well. You gotta like that. Tail of the tape. Here's that strength in Home Depot leaping out at you. It's the only one that's double green. And there was broad-based buying in all these bright green ones. Not so much in the indexes. There's very little strength in there except for that 2-day bounce. You know, when was the last time we saw this little price action? At the end of a sell-off and then a curl. Oh, right here. That's right. So there's room for that kind of a move. That was a $20 move from $390 to $410. So that would take us from $370 to $390, which is right where that resistance is. So that's the magnitude of that move. And we would still look at that kind of as a kata too. And this is the place where it held support last time when the sell-off was that harsh in terms of the negative slope, and then you got a nice grinding upward move. This was like a 15 to 20% move, all told, once you take a look. That's the one that took it up around 415. So this could be that same kind of starting position. And you got to be prepared for that. Those early days are the surge days. Those are the ones you want. All right, let's go take a look at the traders today. Gonna pick up. I'm gonna hit the ones from yesterday too. They had trouble with the audio. I was recording from Central Michigan's classroom. I don't know what happened there. All right. All right. So for Nolan, what I want to tell you is you're posting too many charts, and your trading plan is not specified, and we don't know what your exit strategy is, so we can't really grade you on compliance with your own rules. I want you to post your trading plan with your exit rules and post one chart, and then you mark it up and evaluate yourself specifically against your rules, so that we're not just chasing rabbits all over the place. Let's make this a deliberate effort to go through some coaching and define your trading plan. Now, having said that, on the DAX on the 3-minute, I just want you to notice the Z3 compression, the breakout, and that's a standard pattern. And then the stop and reverse with the PSAR flip, that's a standard pattern. And this PSAR flip, that's a standard pattern. This PSAR flip, that is a standard pattern. Now, this is the trade you did take. That's a good entry. This exit should be followed by a re-entry here because it held support on the PSAR. There's a lot of action in the DAX that could have been a massive day, and definitely worth trading. This is Ed from yesterday, using the 2R battle drill and the sniper, perfectly played. PSAR flip, first opportunity entry, gets a 2R battle drill re-entry, exits at the proper place. Notice that he waited an extra risk box here when he could have gotten in here, and that would have made that an extra +2. It would have gone to 4 instead of 2. He was monkeying around, so he missed out on this PSAR flip and making this, and also that trade. So he's span of control. Oh, come on. Stand by. All right, here's Tim today. Fractional loss in oil. This is a COTA 2 entry to the long side. Quick exit, stop and reverse, gets paid. I like this short. That's a quick exit, good re-entry. We should be play the pattern, not the news. That cost you 3R, and then those two scratch out. So that's the cost of paying attention to news. Nolan. PSAR flip, we should be long here, exiting when you get the at the skin of the dragon. PSAR flip, we should be short there, covering. We should be long here. Should be adding a position, and cashing that entire position. That 1.4 could be 7 to 8R with that kind of play. This was in the Aussie on the 5-minute. The German DAX. This is 3-minute. PSAR flip should be short, covering here. COTA 2 entry, long here. I can't see where your entries are. Are those little magnifying? Make those solid so I can see what you got going on there. This should be long right here and cashing. That's a standard stop and reverse. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4R. Standard stop and reverse. 1, 2, 3R. So that's about 7 on the table. PSAR flip. It looks like you exited here. That's a re-entry. That's about 2. So that's about 9R on the table. You're chasing too many targets. I said that before. So more on the deck. I think we've already saw that one. This is Apple. PSAR flip. It looks like you're using the bottom of the dragon as your risk box. I don't mind that. That should be a long right here. I'd use the bottom of the dragon. That's a good exit to get paid. I don't know what the competing PSARs are, not standard markup, so I can't comment. Don't know what it's doing for you. S&P on the 3 minutes. Don't know what your trading plan is, but this is a COTA 2 entry, good scratch. If that's a PSAR flip and you're short, that should be a stop and reverse, and then a COTA 2. You should get paid large on that one. Treasuries. I don't know what that entry is. If this is the OR3, let's see if that's the opening range 3. And if you're short here and it goes down and quick scratch, new low, quick scratch, you should be long right here on the COTA 2. That should be long right there in a second position long with an exit here on a risk box that big. You should be at 1, 2, plus 3, and this one should be plus 2. That's a 5R move with standard work. This would be a quick scratch. Learn the patterns. Pick one and master it. Instead of playing all the patterns on all the symbols, start with one, master a pattern, follow the COTA 2 principles. This is Woj. Quick scratch, gets paid. Quick scratch. So fractional gains in here. A lot of grinding going on, but his net performance is 1.3. So don't go changing. Some more grinding, but he does keep firing, so he gets the one that works, and now he's much more rigorous about capturing the gains when he gets the big movers, and that's helping him in XRP. The 5-minute Aussie, just like downtown, 6R. With 2 on the other one, so today was an 8.7R day. Looking good, buddy. Here's his trade review. Let's take a look at where he is. This is trades number 2,324 to 73, so that's 50 trades. No losses greater than 1R, 50% win rate, 25% loss rate. So that's 2 to 1 wins to losses, and the payoff is 0.65 to 1.2. That's basically a 2 to 1. So when you multiply that out, he's got a 4 to 1 advantage. Very strict risk control. That's the first thing. Normal distribution out to 2R. Very good. And this is positive expectancy, and then he's exposed to fat right tails. Keep up the excellent work. His last 100, you can see that his last 50 has improved because when you look at when you add the previous 50, his win rate was diluted and his payoff rate was diluted. That is a 3 to 2 win rate and a 3 to 2 payoff, so that's only 9 to 4, and that's like 2 to 1. So he's doubled his performance in the last 50. And that was my spider sense that he was really hitting his stride. In his last 500 trades, his overall performance was still about 4-3, and then 3-2. So that's 12-6. That's 2-1. So you can see that in the last 500, he's got a strong positive expectancy, and in the last 100, those were better than the previous 400, and the last 50 have made a significant improvement over the previous 100. So you are on glide path. Keep doing that work. Agnieszka, this was yesterday, and she crushed this one on the Kata 2 and got paid. The short could have been taken here, as she notes, and then a second position here. And so her 4.4, when you add in these two gains, that could have been 8, but that's still pretty good shooting. I've already commented on these and on Ed's. I wanted to show. Why didn't I get? Yeah, this is. I wanted to give some praise to Constantine in here. I think where's his charts? I missed it. Well, Constantine's been doing some great work. He's trading other people's money, and his performance has earned him another 200K in funding, or another 200 and yeah. So he's now trading 320K of other people's money, and if he gets another 2% profit, they'll give him another 300. So he'll be trading 620K with an 80% profit split. That's how you do it, friends. Ruthless risk management focuses on a couple symbols, a couple patterns, with the multiple time frames to set it all up, and he is ruthless on the entries and exits, knowing exactly what he's doing, and sticks to his knitting. So just want to give good praise there. All right. That's everything I got for us. We'll get this published and posted. Keep up the great work.